Hello everyone, Mike Arnold here, co-founder of Pat Trading Partners along with Bob Iacchino. So what's going on in Bitcoin? Bitcoin pausing, moving sideways. Great example again, pausing at the key GAN area. Moving sideways, letting the rotation zone catch up. Nice strong rotation back up. Moving through our next cluster area we talked about. That enabled us to do a projection from the lows back on the 18th to the highs on the 19th with the 12 and 25% projections. The 12 came up with really nice with this cluster. We just went through it. Now we're watching for 9,086 is the next level higher. If we do pull back, first level of key support. Actually, let me put on some retracements now. We've got the rotation zone clearly in our favor. So we get on some of these. I mean, this is just temporary. Really, we got it where it is now, but this is going to shift up, so you'll want to shift this up. And this is prior now resistance becoming support. So on a major pullback, we'd be watching for 85.90, 8600. And then the other side of the rotation zone right now is coming in about 8400. And just a slight pullback or a pause would be 8815. But if this continues higher, you're going to want to drag these levels higher and adjust them yourself. Let's take a look at the daily chart. Also remember on the next pullback to readjust the GAN projections after we hit this next higher one. All right, after the 9,086, we have the 200 and the still declining 21 top of the rotation zone coming in about 91.64. So that's going to be very, very key level. Watch for that. That's really all we have to talk about. I mean, if it keeps going, then right above that's 92.35, but we'll want to fine tune that and see if there's a cluster that lines up with the GAN projections. And then the next major one is this sort of shelf right here. It lines up with these two clusters. So 95.67 and 96.17. So right around the 9,600 level is going to be the next key area. Switching over Bitcoin Cash. So Bitcoin Cash, we haven't done a video in a few days. Reacting at our first, this 884 level, moving up, then coming back down and pretty much closing at the 853 level. These now can be all moved as well as the retracement levels to this low. So that's where we're going now, and we'll just project them in case it does break to new lows after this. All right, so now we've done a move up from the lows on the 18th to the most recent highs on the 19th, which gave us our 12 and 25. We're reacting right now to 25, this 1069, and this is the 50% retracement from this down move, 1074. So this is a very key cluster area. You'll notice before we did this, we moved up, pulled back to the rotation zone, rotated back up, the great rotation entry right there. Then you're going to want to update these levels again. These are hit. Now this isn't going to be entirely accurate because we have not pulled back or paused. I'm just giving you an example right here. So we got 1103, so essentially 1100 in the next cluster. If this level did hold and then we pulled back, it'd be the next cluster at 1132. Now on a pullback, we're watching really prior breakout about 1029 to 1016, the first level, and on a bigger pullback about 988. Let's switch over to the daily chart. Daily chart right now, we're trading the upper end of the rotation zone here, so this is pretty significant resistance. It'll be interesting to see if we close beyond it or drop back down and these levels do hold. So you can see also this 1132 level, which may adjust, is pretty coming close to this end of the clear path, so that's going to be a really good extra target there. Now on a really strong rally, we'd be watching for this this bottom, this prior support turning into resistance area, so about 1168. Finally, switching over to Bitcoin Gold. Bitcoin Gold, we can actually move a lot of these levels out of the way. They've been hit. We even went below, just slightly below our 5114. There were a couple levels higher. I just don't have them on my chart anymore. We've rebounded, stopped at the top of the rotation zone. Then we broke out, returned to the rotation zone, and now rotating back up. So again, what can you do? You can do your projections. So next minor level higher, 71.57. Next major level is about 74.25, which pretty much corresponds with this prior support becoming resistance. So you'll really want to pay attention to this, about 74.25 to the 75 level up there. On a pullback, first key area to watch for is about 63.30. Next major pullback right now is about 61.50. You don't want to see it close back below 60 because that would also trigger this sloppy double top. Then we'd be watching for lower prices. Let's check in on the daily chart. So our daily chart right now, we closed yesterday pretty much right on the bottom of the rotation zone. The 8 EMA pulled back a bit, reacted. Now we're retracing to it. So these next levels are fine. They're right in the middle or to the lower half of the rotation zone. On a really strong rally, you'd be watching for major resistance coming in about the 81 level. And you can see here there was a divergence on the daily chart with this really long tail low. So that was an aggressive entry. So we have for you on Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, and Bitcoin Gold, and we'll talk to everyone soon. Bye for now.